As teachers, it is our hope and intention that students diligently listen and absorb all of the information that we throw at them. Then, we expect them to produce work that illustrates a mastery of what we have taught. In reality, we understand that this is a goal that is not easily met. As a teacher of special education high school students who have emotional disturbances and learning disabilities, I am constantly seeking new strategies and ideas that will help my students learn more efficiently, keep them engaged, minimize negative behaviors, all while having some fun along the way. So for this action research project, I decided to give my students a break. Literally. I asked myself, if I give my students a brain break after every 15 to 20 minutes of instruction, will they exhibit less negative behavior incidents during class and be more productive? Before I give you the answer to that question, let's start at the beginning. First, a brain break gives the brain time to rest and reprogram so that it can absorb information more effectively and usually involves some sort of physical activity lasting 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Brain breaks can be used to energize or relax a class, to enhance fine and large motor movement, improve coordination, and reinforce what students are learning. Implementation. Before adding brain breaks to my lessons, I started by gathering data to use as a baseline for students' behavior. With the help of my classroom teacher assistants, we recorded how many negative behavior incidents occurred during my first period class. I charted the behaviors in 4 different categories: talking out, profanity, out of seat, and sleeping or non-participation. Next, it was time for the brain breaks. I actually scheduled the breaks into my daily lessons and listed which brain breaks I would use so it was quick and efficient. Some of my students' favorite breaks were: hold an imaginary pencil in front of your face and write the vocabulary words in the air. Or, take a notebook and pass it between your legs in a figure 8. Or, give yourself an earlobe massage with your thumb and forefinger. Sounds strange, but they loved it. Now, on to the results. It was amazing how quickly I saw the positive impact of the brain breaks. This is really a proactive strategy to minimize negative behaviors before they start and enabled my students to begin to recognize when they needed a mental and physical break. The line graph shows the quick decrease in each category from week 1, when no brain breaks were implemented, through week 3, which was only the second week of implementing the brain breaks into my lessons. The most change is shown in the category of talking out. This has undoubtedly changed the dynamic of the class because the brain breaks allowed students to talk out at appropriate times, so they did not experience as great a need to do so during instruction. The profanity category saw the least amount of change, which is understandable because the brain breaks are meant to help with focus and frustration, but not necessarily meant to change vocabulary habits. As a result of this research, I have continued to implement the brain breaks into my daily lesson plans, and we are experiencing more productive, calm days. Additionally, students are exhibiting more positive attitudes while in class, and a renewed sense of confidence in their abilities as a result of the brain breaks being a preventative strategy to use before they reach levels of frustration. So now it's your turn. You've been listening to me talk for the past couple of minutes. Time for a brain break. Everyone please stand up. Yes, I'm serious. Please stand up. Okay, so extend your writing hand out in front of you. Using your index finger, write the words brain break in the air. Great job! You've just given your brain a quick break so you can focus on the last part of my presentation. I've concluded that this action research project has been beneficial to me as a new teacher and, more importantly, beneficial for my students. I will definitely continue to use brain breaks as everyday practice, and it has already become more natural and routine for me to implement. I find that I do not have to think about or remind myself that a brain break is next on the list. Instead, I'm getting to know each class as a whole and each student's individual needs, which guides how and when I integrate brain breaks into instructional time. The part that I enjoyed most was seeing my students feel more successful at the end of a class period instead of upset or disappointed as a result of their frustration or behavior. This project has taught me that it is essential to implement strategies that will allow my students to learn at their highest potential. In order to do this, I must continue to be a student myself, learning, developing, and implementing ideas that afford opportunities for all students to succeed.